Welcome everybody into the Living Deadwax channel, and we are doing another edition of Vinyl Hauls here on the channel. And I know Tyler's got a couple things to show off. I got a nice little stack here too. First things first, if you are into vinyl content, music related content, pickups, give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So Tyler, before we get into it, oh yeah, comment down below too. What have you been picking up?
Love
and if you like any of these pickups. So Tyler,
so.
before we get into pickups, anything else you want to add to that? Or
no, man. So you mentioned vinyl. I have one vinyl item and one non-vinyl item.
Oh,
so
cool!
Just a little physical media for you, a little flashback, a retro for you.
Nice.
But yeah, I love it. I'm super excited about it.
Okay, I'm excited to see it then.
All right. So I'll go first. I imagine I'm just gonna go first. So hold up. I'll go the normal thing first. Okay. So I make the major mistake here that I'm sure a lot of our millions of viewers do. I think you yourself included. I follow the vinyl Reddit pages, and specifically vinyl releases and vinyl deals. Both those Reddit pages are fucking killer to your wallet and everything else all the time, right?
They're good. They're a good resource though, man, because sometimes
very good
deals, and like if you catch them at the right time, it's
100%. Absolutely. So a deal came up last week, and I was a little skeptical of it because I've done this before, and this got canceled. So I never actually got it. So we saw this in theaters. We saw this in stores last year, and we got confused about it because this certain pressing has nothing discerning it from like an old dead stock. So whatever. Without further ado, it's a little bit of Megadeth for you. Peace sells, but who's buying? So I don't have this record. I actually only own Rust in Peace. It's the only record I own by Megadeth. So I mean, the ones you want to pick up, obviously, this Rust in Peace,
sure.
And, a few others, but but I actually ordered this well over a year ago. Not this one, but this exact whatever kind of pre-order. So I ordered about a year ago. It was out for a couple months, and then they canceled it. And I, kind of shocked. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just not getting that again. And then it came up on vinyl deals or vinyl releases, one of the two, for an Amazon order. And I think it was like $17. And I was like, oh shit. And so there actually is no picture for this either. It was literally just Megadeth, Peace sells, everything else. So I was sold by Amazon, supplied by Amazon, whatever. Right. So I was about it. Because worst case scenario, they're going to cancel it. So whatever. Right. So it shipped next day, and I was super surprised about that. I was like, wow, this is super fucking quickly. And I got it the next day. But it just has a simple parental advisory sticker on there, which is kind of cool. There's nothing else on here that actually on the back, because when we saw this in stores, like I said, about a year and a half ago or so, I was actually a tiny bit convinced, and we sat there. I stood there for like 15, 20 minutes looking on Discogs because this entry was not on there at the time. So I was trying to find exactly what we were looking at, because it could have been old dead stock, because I found that before with a couple records that were, I don't know, somebody found a fucking case of them somewhere in a warehouse, and they just got sent out to distributors and whatever, right? So I was like, is this what happened here? Because if this is old dead stock from fucking, what is this, 86? Or I guess any early pressing of it, I was like, if this is old dead stock, this is fucking money, like real money.
Oh yeah,
because there's no other dates on here. There's no other years. There's no Megadeth.com. There's nothing on here to discern it from any other pressing. So
yeah, until you open it up.
Exactly. So we were a little confused, and like in the store, I know we were like sitting here and like looking at it. We're like, oh, this is heavy. Like this is 180. This is not gonna be 180 if this was an old pressing and shit, right? So that's kind of how we discerned it, whatever. But yeah, so I was super stoked to get this for like $16-17 or whatever. Been looking out for it for a while, obviously. From what I know, from reading on the Discogs comments, this is the 2004 mix.
Oh, okay.
So it is a remix. It's not from the original mix. And there's obviously people out there that have certain feelings about certain things. Is this the only, you might know this more than I have. Is the 2004 mix the only other remix, or am I thinking about an 08 remix that was out there too? Did he go back and remix again?
It's a very good question. I think he did them twice, but I could be wrong.
So which one of them did he fucking do new tracks for? I actually don't know that. I probably should have researched this more before we came on.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because when he double-tracked the guitars and shit and everything else, he did other stuff.
It's funny because I'm looking at the Discogs page, and they did a big 25th anniversary set in 2011. I remember that set, and that had all the remastered shit in it. So I don't know if that had more shit in it or not. The only other previous time it had been reissued on vinyl was 08, and that was with the Capitol. It's the same thing as your Rust in Peace.
Okay.
That had the gold Capitol.
Sticker on it.
From
the vault.
And then they did a 2014 picture disc, a 2017, a couple 2018 random colored variants.
I saw that, which I've never seen.
And then that's the 2021, obviously.
Yeah, this is 2021. Yeah.
That's real weird that they just randomly got more stock. And it was funny because InGroove had a couple in stock too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was just I guess some distributor just found copies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gnarly, but it's on the Rainbow Capital label. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know who owns Capital now, but you just want to print these up. You make fucking money every couple of years, I guess.
Yeah, I would have to look up and actually look in detail about those remixes, but I think he did them twice. Honestly,
I think
so. Yeah,
I know that 04 is what people talk about. I want to say in my brain there's either an 08 or a 2011 other remix of shit or a remaster or whatever he wants to call it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only way to own that, especially on vinyl, obviously, is the original.
Is older pressing.
Fine.
Did you ever have one?
I have one now.
You have an older pressing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I think we just talked about this guy.
I have an 86 Capital SRC press.
Ooh, look at you, girl.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, that was an early Zeo find from a couple of years ago.
I like that.
Getting back into collecting. Well, they didn't do many pressings of it. He had a bunch in 86. There was an 88 US pressing. Mm-hmm. And that's it until 08 on vinyl.
I guess they saw that CDs were coming in heavy.
Yeah, as far as US pressings go.
Yeah.
And they did that big box set in 2011. I think that's when he went back and did other shit to it.
Yeah. So I remember that box set. Neither one of us ever had it. And I don't think we ever even came close to buying because I think it was always expensive. We never found one used.
Yeah, they're $200. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, back then I'm sure it was. I mean, it was still like $90, $100 new, right? Had to have been something like that.
Probably more than that, honestly, because you get I think 2 LP, you get a bunch of CDs, you get a DVD.
You get a live record too, no?
So it's probably more than that.
Yeah.
You get a book.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you get some live stuff on there too, maybe on the DVD.
Yeah,
the variants are cool. Anyway, yeah, that's a weird one. They gotta. It's weird that those don't come back into press a lot. I don't know what's going on with that.
I mean, I don't think Dave owns anything, right? I don't know shit, but I don't think he owns anything. I think everything is owned by the labels. Besides new stuff, he probably owns the records now.
Sure.
But I don't think he owns the Capitol shit.
I doubt it.
Anything from that era.
I doubt it.
Because I know there's a bad blood there because I think that was why the Capitol years greatest hits came out because I think there was like a contractual obligation kind of thing.
Yeah.
They kind of forced out there and whatever. But
that's actually a really good price you bought it for because everybody's trying to get almost with shipping $40 on Discogs.
Oh wow. Okay.
For that.
Last I checked, Amazon still had some. So if y'all are out there wanting Peace Sells, that is still on Amazon for you guys.
Gotcha. I'll do my first one, and then we'll bounce back to you. And then I'll try to run through mine as quick as possible. Let's do this one. Got this for the wife. Him. Figure I'd show it off. I actually got this a couple weeks ago. But Greatest Love Songs, Volume 666. I know enough. I know of what she's told me. I never.
Is that on?
Go ahead.
That's on black, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just on black. But I know all this stuff's notoriously out of print. So Yeah, I figured I'd get that for her. She can maybe
Also, that
start
was import.
reamassing those.
Yeah, that's
it was,
import too.
yeah.
So like we weren't even going to get that if you didn't buy it then. We probably weren't going to find it again. So that was a good purchase.
Yeah, I would have had to buy it online. So yeah, that's what I figured. All the other stuff's just notoriously out of print. It's all expensive now. So I was like, I'll just pull the trigger now and get it because chances are it's just gonna get expensive.
100%.
So yeah, they're a band that I don't know. I never really got into. If I'm gonna get like dark and like romantic, I guess I'll just listen to Typo. But
I knew you were going to say Typo.
Kind of a similar-ish vein, I suppose.
They do. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
Certain records, anyway. But yeah, I appreciate them and appreciate my wife's love for them. So there you go.
Yeah, of course. She also just texted me like last night, I think it was. So I was sick yesterday, right? So we were supposed to record the podcast last night, and I got sick and I was in bed and whatever. And so your wife texted me, and I was like, why? I got scared at first. I was like, why the fuck? Because you texted me like maybe an hour before she did. And I was like, and I saw it because I woke up and I saw your text and I saw her text, and I was like, fuck. What the fuck happened? I was like, what's going on? Right. And so I checked, and like, you just sent me movie stuff, whatever. Right. Cool. Love it. So thank you, sir. So but she sent me an article about Billy because we talked about a few weeks ago because he's doing a solo tour, right? And I asked her jokingly if he's gonna do the hymn songs, and she said, well, I don't know, maybe he will, maybe he won't, it doesn't, no one really knows. And then I remember I just said like, well, he has to, like, that's the gimmick, like you're the band, basically, you got to play the fucking songs, you got to play the things the kids like. So then I saw that, and it was her saying, looks like you're gonna get to hear your songs. And I was like, oh hell yeah. I was like, there you go, Billy Valo. I listened to the fans here and playing the fucking hymn stuff, because personally, if I was a fucking huge hymn fan, you're probably gonna pay what, $45 for that ticket, right? I assume something like that. If I'm playing $45-$50 for that ticket to go see him, and you're not playing goddamn Killing Loneliness or Wings of a Butterfly, I'm gonna get pissed. Okay, I'm gonna not like that shit. Okay.
Yeah. And I honestly, I think this tour is for his first solo album. So like,
I think it is. Yeah.
Unless he's gonna play the whole album, like how long are you gonna play for? So you gotta mix some stuff in there.
Yo, that's a fucking risky choice there. If it's your first solo record, the band broke up what, 5 years ago or some shit now, whatever it is, and your first solo endeavor, you're going out there, you're the lead singer of the band, and you're not gonna play any of the hits. You're just gonna play that first solo record. That is a ballsy, scary move, my friend, because
indeed
you're gonna piss off a good amount of kids there, or adults. Let's be honest, all adults
now.
Yeah, you're gonna piss off a good amount of adults because it's like, I remember the songs, and you're not playing the songs, and if I don't like your new record, I'm gonna get over the fact that you're you pretty quickly when I'm not hearing anything I fucking know or like. So. Exactly. That's a ballsy move. Take It Back Sunday did that a couple years ago. They played their they played their new record full through, but they did finish it up with hits at the end. But they did play the entire new record.
I mean, Maiden notoriously did that on the Matter of Life and Death tour.
Did they finish up with the greatest hits, or they just played the record?
They played the whole record, and then they did like 3-song encore.
Wow.
I think like the encore. I didn't see them on this tour, but I think the encore is like Number of the Beast. Run to the Hills, and Iron Maiden.
Okay, so we've talked about for almost 2 decades now, notoriously, Maiden fans are pissed off every tour because the set list is a set list, and they get pissed off every tour because they're playing this and not this, and you're never going to satisfy anybody or everyone, really. But I imagine that feedback was pretty fucking fiercely negative, right?
Oh yeah, people still talk about that to this day. Like, Sea of Tranquility guys will still talk about that.
Oh my God, really?
I, for one, really enjoy that record, so I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but yeah, it definitely is a ballsy thing for kind of a legacy act to go out and just be like, all right, we're playing the new record, here you go.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially because, like, I mean, notoriously, unfortunately, so we've talked about before, older legacy acts that put out new records, people don't really care about your new records 99% of the time, unfortunately, right? So, like, maybe Maiden's maybe a little bit of an exception because people still respect everything they put out there. But, most bands, if you went out there and played your new record and none or very few of the hits, you're gonna have a mutiny on your hands pretty fucking quickly here.
Well, the weird thing about Maiden too, and it's probably the same way for Bruce. You have guys who've seen them hundreds of times.
Oh yeah.
So like you're gonna hear the same songs over and over again, no matter what. So,
Absolutely.
but I can also buy like a guy like Bruce or and then Maiden, like an act like that, because you have a lot of people going for the first time.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird dichotomy because you either have people like, yeah, this is the 300th time I've seen him. Or this is my first time. There's going to be very little in between there.
100%. Like,
so
you're going to disappoint those kids though, because like the kids that are newly into you, especially Maiden, like you're going to disappoint those kids because like I want to hear XYZ from all these records and shit. Like that's what you want. I want you to play. And if you play very few, if not any of those fucking songs because you wanting to play the new record, that is tragic.
Yeah,
that sucks.
So I kind of see both ways. Obviously, I'm not in the hundreds. I mean, I've seen Maiden 6 times. So like, if I see him again, there is other songs I would want to hear. But like, if I hear Number of the Beast again, it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna lose my fucking shit over it. Like, it's still a cool song. It's still fun, whatever. And they're gonna play
like most of those.
Get over it
for sure. Most of those. Also, the thing with Maiden too is like they don't change their set list. So the set list in Tampa, Florida is the same set list that's in fucking, San Jose, California. Like it's the entire country is going to get filled, but we're still going to play the same shit. So like outrage happens the first night for the entire country, which is really interesting. Yeah. Everyone gets pissed the first night. It's not like, well, maybe by my date, they're going to start, mixing in this or that. Yeah. No, we're not. We're going to play this shit every fucking night. So, get pissed now. And figure out if you're going to sell your tickets or come or not or whatever, right? Or buy tickets.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
But you still fucking buy tickets and you still fucking go and you still go on fucking line and bitch about it the next night. So who cares?
That's the best part about it because everybody still goes and like all the guys who bitch about it all the time online, they're like, oh, I went and saw Maiden last night. Didn't play this. It's like, okay, well, they're never going to learn unless you stop going. So like
also you're not enough people are going to stop going. So if you yourself are not going, maybe you could take a personal stand. Good for you. You're not paying the fucking $130 or whatever. Cool for you. But guess what? Fucking Joe Schmo down the street, Joe Six-Pack, he's fucking going, man. He's going to go. He's going to go watch Maiden play the songs, whatever. And he's not going to give a shit because he doesn't care. He's not going to give a shit if they play the entire new record and the couple songs. He's seeing Iron Maiden. That's cool. But
yeah,
no, 100%. It is what it is.
Let's get into this mystery item that you got.
All right, well, it's not a mystery item. I don't think I sent you a picture of this. I don't think I did. Did I send you a picture of anything I purchased here recently?
No, I don't even know. I have no idea what it is.
Okay, so I was off last Thursday, right? So big Fortune $1 trillion companies, in the lieu of giving you more money, give you a wellness day every month now. That's nice. For your mental health. So I took my wellness day last Thursday. Yeah, very sweet of them. Not cutting us in on any of that $1 trillion coming in, squillions, but give us a mental health day. They pay for it, so like it's cool, but whatever. Anyway, so after therapy, which is my mental health, right? So after therapy, there's a Goodwill right next to my therapist's office. So he's better than a Goodwill. Okay, he's not a Goodwill therapist. Just for the record, he's a nice guy. He's good. He's got a good office. Okay, he's not at the Goodwill. Just for the record, it's just near the office. Anyway, so anyway, I go in the Goodwill and I check it out. And I'm trying to see what's going on there. And I go into the media section, which is one of my first stops because I want to see what's going on. And I went to the Blu-rays. So that sent you a picture of Blu-rays that were there that I didn't buy, that I found out later were worth money. So whatever. You
just like one of them.
Yeah, just one. So whatever. I saw, just for the fans that are really into that, saw the director's cut version of Curse of Michael Myers, or producer's cut of Curse of Michael Myers, which they were selling for $3. And it sells for like 35 to 50 on eBay, whatever. Yeah, but weird.
It's weird because it's readily available.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's just that pressing, I guess, right? I assume
I have 2 copies of it.
Yeah. So, do you have that copy and the box set?
I don't have that copy. So yeah, it's just that copy. But the one I have, the 4K, is the same cut. Like there's no difference, and it's in 4K. Yeah. I think
I think it's probably just that pressing. I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Weird.
Yeah, so I didn't pull the trigger on that one. I should have, because I actually like that movie a lot. That's the only Halloween movie that still gives me creeps and chills a little bit, because it's all culty and shit. So whatever. But anyway, so I didn't purchase that, but I made my way around the other side, and that was where the CDs and the tapes were at. And I was going through, and I saw some tapes, and I saw some Garth Brooks, and I was like, okay, there was some stuff there, and I was like, this is interesting. Like, there's actually some artists here. I didn't buy any of that, whatever. And then I found a little guy that I like a little bit named Bruce Springsteen. And I was like, all right, cool. What kind of tape they got? This is a tape of Darkness. And I was like, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need a tape of Darkness, whatever. I don't see it very often, but it's fine, whatever. Looked a little bit closer, and it is in Espanol.
Very cool.
So this is a Spanish pressing of The Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen. It is in Spanish. It's from Spain. It's not from Mexico. It's from Spain. And so when I saw that, I'm not really buying all the tapes or anything, but it's very interesting to me that everything is in Spanish.
Yeah.
Made in Spain as well. He doesn't sing in Spanish, obviously.
They didn't dub it.
They didn't dub that in. Yeah, Bruce didn't work on his Espanols. But yeah, so very cool. I think Ty and I dabble a little bit in tapes here and there. If we find something super interesting or cheap or whatever, we'll dabble from time to time. Yeah. Ty used to have a very advanced tape collection way back when you had the Dodge. So you had I think you had most of the top records of the day. Like, I think you had all the grunge records. You had a bunch of the classic rock. You had a bunch of
I mean, I don't think it was giant, but it was a decent little collection. Yeah,
healthy amount. So I got the Spain pressing of Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen. Really, it's fine. I have never played this. I don't actually own a tape player at the current time that works. I've been trying to think about what I want to do with that. I actually maybe want to get a tape player at some point. We'll see. Just look in the Goodwills and see what comes up here. So I don't really collect tapes for Bruce very much because, I mean, there's a trillion out there. But if I find a weird pressing of a tape,
that's cool.
I will buy it every time. So there you go. So a Spain pressing of Darkness on the Edge of Town. I actually don't. So this actual pressing is not on Discogs. I found one similar to it, but actually not on Discogs. It was a CBS Estéreo cassette like that.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know how I came over here. I don't know this for sure, but I would assume that Mexico actually has Mexican pressings of things. That's been my understanding forever. So I assume this came over from Spain, from somebody from Spain, not somebody in Mexico to possibly Arizona, which we are. So kind of a more interesting story, I suppose. I don't think they distributed Spain cassettes to Mexico, but I don't.
I'm gonna go like military base.
That's always a good call, actually. We've talked about it before. That's always a good call. Military towns probably come across some interesting stuff from around the world because they get stationed at different places. Yeah. And not that we're really a military place, but like we got bases and stuff,
But also, I'm just saying retiree in general. I'm saying maybe somebody, when that record came out, he was stationed in Spain, I guess. I don't know, big bases there.
Sure we do.
And then bought it. And then it came back here, and that guy was a grandpa, just passed away. Somebody donated his cassette collection. There you go.
Yeah.
It's probably the story.
Probably the same guy that had the Jag Panzer. Same place.
Probably the same person. Yeah.
Probably the same guy. Probably from Carey Strug. So
was it the same Goodwill?
Same Goodwill, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Gotcha. So that Goodwill's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the one off for us all local folk here. I'll dox myself. It's the one off of it's on Bell and 51st Avenue, maybe?
That one's
59th Avenue? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's 59th. I know. It's the old Ride Now. Or it's the old Metro Motorsports.
Is it? I don't know. I guess, yeah.
My dad bought a couple quads there back in the
Nice. Day. All right.
Yeah,
couldn't keep them afloat, though. You guys didn't buy enough quads.
Well, they turned into Ride Now.
Oh, okay.
And then they just moved that store. So it's
did they move that to the one that's by the other Goodwill that's out on Thunderbird and the freeway?
There is a Ride Now out there, yes.
Yeah.
I don't wonder if that's that particular store, but
they didn't move it.
I don't think so. But
we got to move it next to a Goodwill. We were previously bought out by, or we were previously, taken over by Goodwill. Now we got to move next to one. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because every time I go in that Goodwill, I remember like that place being divided because there was a showroom up front and then a parts room Like you would
In
have
the
to
back.
walk in the parts room, and now there's no walls in there really.
Yeah,
Other
not
than,
at
like,
all.
other than the back room.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, so it just weirds me out because I remember what it was pre Goodwill.
yeah.
So
No,
I was
100%.
in there
Also,
many
a
times.
dollar for cassettes. So, listen, a cassette's a Goodwill. If you're in the cassette game, that's a good fucking.
That's what you have to do because cassettes are
Yeah.
stupid now too.
I think cassettes are gonna like. We already see cassettes going up, but I think they might happen here pretty quick because like we're already seeing like high dollar cassettes for like Maiden cassettes right now are $25, right?
This is every time we see him. Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
Anybody with half a name is like 10, 15, $20.
yeah.
And these things were
Which
a quarter.
which is funny because it's the repeat of what vinyl was 12 years ago. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if it's just like kids buying cassettes because vinyl's too expensive, but now cassettes are getting too expensive, or it's just collecting in general is really inflated, or I don't know. Because like I know certain CDs and shit can be really expensive, but I haven't seen a general uptick in all of CDs. So maybe we're not quite there yet. But
also, what's weird about it is like because you're a big video game guy, and they talk about how every generation they age into the retro of the prior. So like once you hit about 30 or 25 or 30 years old, you want to celebrate what you were into in your kids, whatever. But we weren't ever tape folk. Like we had tapes, but yeah, but like that was not our generation, was not tapes. Like it was like Josh's generation, I guess, and the one prior, and obviously your generation for sure.
Really, Gen X, late 70s,
pretty much
80s.
The tape people right there for sure. Like we never had that, so I don't know how we're our generation or the millennial or the Gen Z. Gen Z, is that the next one?
We're not Gen Z. We're
I know, but what's the next one?
I think
Gen Z, the next one?
Gen Z, yeah, and then Zoomer. I think.
So one of the Zoomers, the Gen Zers, the Zers. I wonder if they're the tape folk now. I think so. Maybe,
but I point to your point. Nobody is cassettes. Like nobody, and most people who collect don't want to collect the cassettes. Like it's an inferior format. Like it is. Like people talk about vinyl being an inferior format. Well, cassette's even worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like, what I like this because it's Bruce and it's niche or not niche, but it's like a unique or whatever, right?
It's cool. Special. You wouldn't have bought that if it wasn't from Spain.
Not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't even thought twice. I'd be like, oh cool, and I would have passed on it. Like I've thought about buying just the records on tape. Like I don't want to get deep in the tape game, but like just buy his records on tape. I have a few already that I've accumulated over the years. Nothing like that I've really seeked out or whatever. But like I don't know, man. Like there's nothing really appealing about a tape to me. Like there's nothing cool about it. Like look at this vinyl. Like the stupid thing with vinyl is like, oh, you have the larger artwork and everything else. You can see this, and it's tangible. You can feel it. You can look at the lyrics and everything else. All this shit, whatever. You have an experience of putting on the turntable, dropping the fucking the tone arm and the fucking everything else. All this shit, right? It's a whole experience. But with tapes, it's like it's kind of anticlimactic. Like you just take it out, just pop it in. Boom, and you press play, and it plays. And it sounds like shit.
Worse than CDs because some cassettes don't even come with books. You know, some do.
No. Also, a lot of them this don't. Is horrible. So this is obviously again this is the Spain pressing, but there's fucking nothing here.
Yeah,
the J card has fucking nothing on it. Like it's just like very basic.
I know there's different levels of it. Like I know those white are really cheap. But I know like the clear ones, like those are more like a better quality stuff like that. So
yeah. Also, I know there's like the analog and the digital analog and like everything else, like all the little markers and shit. I know that was a whole thing too about it. And like you could find high quality tapes, but like you said, there's different levels of shit. So like most of people though,
on the whole,
it was just garbage. So while again. HD level VHSs and everything else are out there too, 100%. Just in general, garbage. Mostly bad.
But anyway, that was a tangent. But let's go to my next pickup. Got Peter Gabriel, Scratch. Picked this up at Zia. Pretty cheap, pretty clean. So trying to just get all his solo records again. Honestly, this probably isn't my favorite of like the first four. But if I had to pick a song, I don't know. Mother of Violence is kind of a cool song. This is a really fucking dark record.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark, but yeah.
Which
one
record is that?
Pretty dark listen, but it's a fun listen because there's a lot going on. This is the third one.
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Third or second. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember, but it's one of those two. And then I got Yes. Relayer. I'm just buying cheap Yes. Yes is a band I've wanted to dive into. I want to get into more 70s prog outside of like 70s Rush that I listen to. I listened to like early Genesis. I kind of dove into that, but like I want to get into Yes. So like I'm just buying cheap Yes, and this was really a nice copy. I want to say it was like $7. So you gatefold.
I also like
77 pressing of this album. I think it came out in 74.
There you go. Also, like you got to explore. Like we talked about this before. Like when we were together. Like they're not a band that has a resurgence yet. So like their stuff's still pretty cheap if you find it like nice or whatever. Like you were trying to do the Purples or still are trying to do the Purples now, and that's still going to be pretty hard with a lot of shit because Purple. Yeah. A lot of people want Purple. That a lot of people do like, and you don't see it often enough out there that when they do get it in, it's money. So with Yes, you do see not a bunch of Yes, but you're seeing more Yes than you are anything else of that kind of magnitude. And it's still cheap, which is nice. You go down avenues that are still currently cheap. There's not a resurgence of Yes yet. Who knows if that happened, but maybe.
Not yet. But yeah, there's like you said, you do the Deep Purples and they are a pretty collectible band. So if you're trying to collect the stuff in person, obviously there's a caveat. You can buy anything you want online, but if you're trying to do it in person, to see nice stuff, you can still get nice Yes. And this is another Yes album. This is Going for the One. I have to like educate myself. Got Man Butt there. But I have to educate myself because I'm like, I don't even know the name of this album. I was just being a mark and just like, oh, this is cheap. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, especially if you're in it for like $7 or less. Like, I don't care. Like, like that's
if you're buying
nothing now. So,
bro, if you're buying $7 or less,
Trifold,
nice name brand records, that's cool.
Mm.
Oh, that's nice. It looks real nice. Try Gatefold, by the way. That is all of $7. Like you're getting every penny of that shit.
Yeah, Try Gatefold. Yeah, this album came out in 77, I believe. So I think this is a 77.
There you go.
And then I've got this one At the End Groove. Yes, Yesterdays.
There you go.
This is a compilation.
Ooh.
Found that out. I didn't even know that. Found that out
when
I
put it in. Sense now.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, the name. And then it has the hype sticker on there.
Let's love it.
And I want to say he had it. It was less than 15.
Okay.
So there we go. Got like questionable kids on there, so I don't really like that. But you know how it goes. It's 70s.
It's the Wild West. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
Anything fucking goes.
House of Holy. Come on now.
But yeah, Yesterdays. Yes. So add that on. And I know America is a big song. This has the full length version of that, so that's cool. So
there you go.
So yeah,
is that a Roundabout?
I mean, Roundabout's like the biggest song.
Yeah.
So.
Also, Rick Wakeman is really hoping for that fucking Yes resurgence. He's still alive, right? Rick, you're still alive. Rick's got to be still alive. He's still kicking.
He is still going. Yeah, born in 49 too. Still fucking going.
Shit, I love it. Good for Rick Wakeman, man.
Yeah.
Still throwing it down.
Yeah, 73 years young. Still
nice. Happy birthday, Rick.
Yep, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is. Good for him. Fucking, at least he was alive to fucking see it. God damn.
And then my last pickup there at the End Groove got Seasons in the Abyss. Add it back in. Random fact, Tyler, they repressed this year, and they repressed Rain and Blood randomly. I'm like,
okay.
I think those are the only ones they did. Yeah.
Okay.
They might have did South of Heaven, but I didn't look because I already have South of Heaven. So
we saw Diabolus, but I think that was an older pressing of it.
That was the older one.
60.
No, because I checked because I'm like, oh, did they do the shit that's expensive? Like anything God Hates Us All, Christ Illusion, all that stuff is pretty money. Even all the reprices are money now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
And yeah, this and Rain and Blood, because I still need a nice copy of Rain and Blood, and I'll just buy the repress. But yeah, Seasons in the Abyss, classic record. My favorite song on here, one of my all-time favorite Slayer songs, Dead Skin Mask.
Yep,
fucking amazing goddamn.
That was your
song.
ringtone at one point, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I think that was your ringtone at one point.
Maybe.
Remember, yeah. Dance with the dead in my... Yeah, I remember that.
Little Ed Gein action for you there.
Love it.
Tom Araya, underrated songwriter. That's for damn sure.
Ooh.
He wrote that. And he wrote 213, so he was the serial killer guy in the band.
He was serial killer guy. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Carrie is religion, Jeff was lore.
Yep.
And then Tom is writing about serial killers. So I mean, that's the trifecta of good. Like, you
exactly.
know.
Yeah. Exactly. You got a band.
There you go. Everything. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Like, what do you if you were to be in a band right now, which one are you writing about? You were writing serial killers, war, or religion?
I do serial killers. I feel like it hasn't been explored as much. It's been explored a lot in pop culture,
but war,
and like But I feel like in metal, it's war and religion like all the fucking time. I mean, there are bands like Macabre who only write about serial killers, but like I'm talking like as far as on the general, like everybody has songs. Black Sabbath, Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica, all the Anthrax, all the biggest metal bands ever all have war songs and religion songs.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Not all. Top of my head, I can only think of one that has a serial killer song.
Would you want your band to only do serial killer though?
No.
Okay. So would you branch into the war and religion?
I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
you're gonna be any self-respecting metal band. You have to have war and religion.
Would you do love? Did you do some love?
Do love? Yeah, I mean, you got to
do some love. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you can do love kind of songs.
You can do love metal, like songs. Devin has a song called "Love," "Strapping Young Lad," one of my favorite songs. It's a little weird, and it's it's loose interpretation of love, but it's a love song.
It's love. Everyone has a different interpretation of love.
Metallica, Death Magnetic. This came in late. Check out the Metallica ranking. It's up on the channel now. This came in late. This is the Walmart, the Magnetic Silver. Oh, this is still sealed. I haven't even opened it.
That was pretty fucking lazy.
Magnetic Silver.
Lazy. Yeah, lazy. Like at least the other ones like had a little bit more creativity to it. Like Ride the Lightning Blue or some shit, or like it was
electric blue and battery red.
Yeah.
Or battery brick red.
Yeah. That's fine. Like I get it.
These next three were all Nuclear Blast web store pickups. They were all $15. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So Black Friday.
Okay.
So we got Blind Guardian.
Right.
This is Night at the Opera. This is limited to 700 on Orange. I still have not opened this up yet.
All right.
Limited to 700 on Orange vinyl. It's a fun record, not my favorite record, but $15. I'll add it to the collection. Honestly, yeah, if I had to pick a favorite song here, Under the Ice is a cool song. Battlefield, Precious Jerusalem. That first side
single LP or double.
This is a double. It's a double.
Double and gatefold. That's $15. That's all day.
Oh yes. And then we have more Blind Guardian, Imaginations from the Other Side.
Okay.
So same thing, double LP, gatefold. This is also out of 700 on Orange vinyl.
I love it. They're a big power metal band. They're one of the biggest, right?
Oh, they're one of the biggest. Yeah, still going today. German power metal. Their new record's really good. Came out this year. Another Holy War, probably my favorite song on this album.
Shout out to our Kraut fans.
Yeah, big Krautrock here. And then we got more Blind Guardian. This is
love it
live. Blind Guardian live.
Okay.
This is out of 300 on gray with black splatter vinyl. Double LP, gatefold, all $15. So with shipping, like all this was like $50, something like that.
That's all day.
Yeah. And this is a great fucking live record. This is actually a 3 LP, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks on here. This is a great live record. Like if you're gonna dabble into the band, I don't think they have a compilation out. This
That's
is like
the
a
best.
great. Yeah, this is like a great. You're missing a lot of latter era stuff, but this goes up well into the 90s, so you're getting a lot of stuff.
When did Blind Guardian start?
It's like 83. It's the early
Oh
80s.
wow, okay. So they're going for a while. Okay, fair.
Oh yeah. Also, another one. This is my last one, but something else I haven't opened yet. Picked up Rush in Rio, the QRC. So, saw this at the In Groove. Mike had $100 sticker on it, which is fine. That's what it goes for, and that's normally what it's recommended for. And that's what I think that's the MSRP basically, and that's basically all the pressings, all the listings on Discogs are right around there. Some were a little cheaper. I happened to log in on Amazon, Bezos World, and this was 50.
Shout out Jeff.
55.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was going to take advantage.
We just talked about this because you said because you looked up because they had 100 on it. And you looked it up and you're like, you get 60, 65, 70 on Discogs.
On Discogs.
But with shipping, you're probably gonna have $70 or something like that, right? Whatever.
Or more.
But 50 flat basically with Prime. That's fucking sick.
Yep. Yeah, it came in a day.
Did they repress it? Is that what happened? Or like old dead stock or what?
No, this is, let me go to Discogs. Let me get the year just to be safe. But yeah, this is Rush in Rio. This is an awesome live album, honestly. I mean, Rush has a ton of great live records, but like, again, like just like Blind Guardian, if you want to try to get into the band, this has everything on there.
Yeah.
This is actually, I don't know if it's part of the same leg, but this is the first time I saw Rush. This is part of like the Vapor Trails type, like that era.
03?
So yes, yeah. So I think I saw them 02, 03. This is the first time I saw them. So it was very cool. Yeah, this is 2019 repress or 2019 pressing. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any other. Yeah, they must have found some. I don't know because
QRP does do sometimes. I've seen because I follow them on Instagram and I follow like on YouTube and stuff. They do have every so often because they have like warehouse finds or some shit, and they have boxes of shit. So like, I know they've done that for Doors Records. They've done that for a few other releases before. And so I don't know how you lose cases or pallets in their warehouse. I have no idea. So that might have happened again, possibly. That's pretty cool that they did that, or somebody found it.
Yeah, I'm very stoked. Yeah, at least there's only one listing on Discogs. So I'm assuming this is 2019. But anyway, it's 4 LP, 180 grams. It's QRC, so you know it's going to sound great. Cannot wait to spin this. I absolutely adore this live show. And like I said, man, this is everything that you want. I mean, this goes from the first record all the way up to Vapor Trails. So I don't.
I'm sorry, keep on. I was going to say, so I told you that I was doing Signals for my gym record for a long time. So Signals was my gym record, and then it would always transition to like other top hits of 80, 85, 84, whatever it is. And so
83, 82.
There you go. So transition to that, and I didn't want that anymore, right? So I went back to Rush, and that was always my go-to was Rush in Rio because I knew that was a pretty sweet spot. That was a comeback tour, really, or about not about the comeback tour. It was a comeback record.
Vapor Trails was the first record back, but I don't think it was the first tour. But yeah, it's basically the comeback. Let's just put it that way, for lack of a better.
So that's that's a sweet cherry spot, you know, where you're gonna find all the hits and everything else you want to hear. So I listened to that record maybe 3-4 times through. It's a lot of songs. It's all really cool, and Rio is obviously a fucking super cool atmosphere and venue to fucking play anyway.
Yeah, my personal favorite Rush live record is Different Stages. That's my personal favorite. That's one I kind of grew up on. That's also an excellent that they play basically everything. But this is one of my favorite sets too. So to own this on vinyl, absolutely stoked. And yeah, because I remember the graphics of this during One Little Victory. They had a big graphic of the dragon and shit, and he would fly on the screen and stuff. And One Little Victory is a Vapor Trails single. So yeah, Rush in Rio.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I still got to open it up. Still got to crack it. So
that's just crazy. We were just talking about that fucking 4 days ago. and then you found it.
It was funny. Well, I didn't really find it. I was just like, let's look it up on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be, I think Amazon had it listed for like 125, but it was marked down to like 55 or something.
That is crazy. Look at you,
Yeah.
girl. You cleaned up. You cleaned up this fucking week.
Just got lucky. Honestly, it's not. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Blind Guardian records have been like 3 weeks in the making because I had to just get them. And all that other stuff was cheap stuff. All the records were all under $10, so didn't break the bank. Didn't break the bank either. So
you got under $100 for all that shit. I guess
very
close to. Okay.
Yeah. Just a little bit over.
Right around.
Because the Metallica was 20 and the Slayer was like 25.
I forgot about those. So you're about 100, 130, 140, I guess. Okay. That's fine. That's a good fucking deal for all that shit.
But I got like 9 records and almost all of them are multiple LPs. So
also, as we talked about, at this point, Rush has not repressed their shit in a minute. So like
that's gonna be money.
Yeah, it's a matter of time before that goes way back up. So
that's gonna
you
be
jumped on that at the right time.
Yeah, that's gonna be way more than $100 here.
Absolutely.
Soon. Yeah, because all the represses are money. It doesn't matter what era. Even the popular 80s stuff, the moving pictures represses, good money, more than you would think you'd need to spend. And then you get in the 90s stuff, and even that, obviously, that's way more money. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anything else to add on here before we wrap up the vinyl hauls?
No, you definitely fucking won this.
Yeah, we should rank them. No, let's not.
You fucking beat the shit out of my Spanish fucking Bruce over here, but I dig it. That's awesome.
All right. But anyways, guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this, we certainly appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. What have you picked up? What have you liked in these pickups? And we got more vinyl hauls coming at you, basically weekly. And we got the main topic of the podcast that happens every Monday. Drops every Monday. So stick around. We always do a deep dive into a specific music topic or band. We just did Metallica rankings. So check that out on the channel. And we will see you next time, guys, on Vinyl Hauls.
Thanks, guys.